June 12 has become a watershed in the political history of Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari, via a proclamation in 2019, declared June 12 a public holiday in commemoration of the country's Democracy Day to replace 29th of May that was observed as Democracy Day since 1999, when Nigeria returned to democratic rule. The events that played out during the build-up to, during and after the June 12, 1993 presidential election still remain fresh in the memory of some Nigerians. Going down memory lane will provide a vivid perspective on the relevance of June 12, especially for the younger generation. On June 12, 1993, Nigerians, irrespective of political, ethnic, tribe, and religious affiliations, went to the polls to elect a president of their choice. That presidential election, adjudged to be the freest, fairest, and credible election, was a contest between multi-billionaire businessman late Basharu Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, fondly called MKO, presidential candidate of the defunct Social Democratic Party SDP, and Alhaji Bashir Otman Tofa, presidential candidate of the defunct National Republican Convention (NRC).
It is by virtue of this mandate that I say that the decision of the federal military government to cancel the election of June 12 is invidious, unpatriotic, and capable of causing undue and unnecessary confusion in the country, and therefore repugnant to every right-thinking Nigerian.
Despite the results of the June 12, 1993 presidential election were not officially declared by the defunct Professor Humphrey Wosu-led National Electoral Commission, results collected from 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory showed that late Basharu Abiola of the defunct SDP were costing to victory with 58.4% of the votes cast and a majority in 20 states out of 30 states and the FCT. On 17th of June 1993, Chairman of the defunct Electoral Commission, Professor Humphrey Wosu, issued a statement that in view of a court order restraining the Commission from announcing the results of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, the Commission had no choice, had no option but to abide with the order, although the electoral body approached another court to challenge the order. On 23rd of June 1993, then military President General Ibrahim Babangida annulled the June 12, 1993 presidential election on the ground that it was inconclusive and characterized with irregularities.
It is true that the presidential election was generally seen to be free, fair, and peaceful. However, there was in fact a huge array of electoral malpractices virtually in all the states of the Federation before the actual voting began.
The annulment of that election sparked off protest by pro-democracy groups nationwide. The National Democratic Coalition NADECO spearheaded the protest and demanded the declaration of the results. The presidential candidate of the defunct SDP and acclaimed winner of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, late Basharu Abiola, on 24th of June 1993, declared himself president-elect at an international conference in Lagos. For late Basharu Abiola, the presumed winner of June 12, 1993 presidential election, the road to June 12 was as rough as his transition from grinding poverty to opulence. In a bid to reclaim his stolen mandate, late Basharu Abiola, on the 11th of June 1994, made what has now become known as the Presidential Declaration at Ekpetedo in Lagos, Ireland.
They have chosen me as their president for the next 4 years. They have determined that August 27, 1993 shall be the terminal date of military dictatorship in Nigeria. On that date, the people of Nigeria, through their democratic decision of June 12, 1993, expect to assume the reins of government. I fully intend to keep that date with history.
After the Ekpetedo declaration, late Basharu Abiola, the symbol of June 12, was declared wanted by the police with an offer of 50,000 naira reward to anyone who would help the police arrest him. He was arrested on 20th of June 1994 and charged with treasonable felony and remanded in custody. After several years of agitation by states in the southwest, namely Lagos, Ondo, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, and Ekiti, and pro-democracy groups for the recognition of June 12 as Democracy Day to replace 29th of May, President Buhari did the needful through a proclamation 2019, not only recognizing June 12 as Democracy Day, but also a public holiday. President Muhammadu Buhari, in his broadcast to the nation on 12th of June 2020, in the commemoration of the maiden June 12 of Democracy Day, did not mince words when he stated that there is need for citizens to be resilient and committed to the sustenance and strengthening of the nation's democracy. On the whole, Nigerians should strive to protect the nation's nascent democracy, bearing in mind that the worst civilian democracy is better than the best military regime.